Welcome back to Unit 7, Solving Quadratic Equations. Before we begin, make sure you have paper and something to write with. 7.15, what does it mean to be a solution to a quadratic equation? As you can see, the word solution is underlined because we are going to be focusing on solutions to quadratic equations. Well, what is a solution? A solution to a quadratic equation is the x value that makes the equation equal to 0. Let's take a look at an example of a parabola and its solutions. In this parabola, I notice that it crosses the x-axis at x equals -9 and x equals 8. These are known as the roots. When I substitute each root into the equation, I get 0. The roots are also known as solutions to the quadratic equation. Because the root is a point and it ends in 0, the 0 is the y value. So any x value that is plugged into the equation and results in a 0 is a solution. Solution or null. How do we determine if an x value is a solution to a quadratic equation? Ready? We are now going to watch Ms. Franks determine if x equals 4 is a solution to the quadratic equation in yellow, and is x equals 3 a solution to the quadratic equation in blue. What does it mean to be a solution to a quadratic equation? On my board, I have the quadratic equation f of x is equal to negative x plus 2 times x minus 3. And I've already graphed it and I've labeled the roots. The roots are found on the x-axis, and in this parabola, the roots are -2, 0 over here and 3, 0 over here. What does that mean? And if I was to take this x value, -2, and this x value, 3, and plug it back into my equation, I'm definitely going to get a 0. The x value, -2 and 3, they are our roots, but they are also known as our solutions. A solution to a quadratic equation is an x value that when you plug it into the equation, you get a 0. If you don't get a 0, the x value is not a solution. Solution or null. We are going to figure out if x equals 4 is a solution to the quadratic equation. Our quadratic equation is y equals to x squared plus 4x minus 5. Well, because I've been given an x value, I'm going to plug it into the equation and see what I get. Y equals to 4 squared plus 4 times 4 minus 5. Let's see what we get. Well, if y equals 31, then x equals 4 is not a solution, because in order to be a solution, I should have gotten y equal to 0. So x equals 4, not a solution. In example 1, we were given a quadratic equation in standard form. For example 2, our quadratic equation is in factored form, and we are going to see if x equals 3 is a solution. So I'm going to start by plugging in x equals 3. So everywhere I saw an x, I put a 3, because that's the value that I'm checking. Now I need to do some math. 3 minus 4 is -1, and 3 plus 3 is 6. Sorry that looks a little weird. And then I need to do -1 times 6, which is -6. That means that x equals 3 is not a solution, because in order to be a solution, the y value has to be 0. So in both of the examples that I did, neither x value was a solution. You're now going to do your classwork where you are going to be testing out x values and determining whether or not they're solutions to quadratic equations. Remember, you're a solution if your y value is 0. Your turn. Ms. Arlak thinks that x equals 8 is a solution to the quadratic equation in yellow. Determine whether or not she is correct. When you plug x equals to 8 into the equation, you do not get 0. So x equals 8 is not a solution. However, if Ms. Arlak had plugged in -8 into the equation, she would have gotten 0. So x equals -8 is a solution to the quadratic equation. Now it's time for you to complete your classwork. Take a look at this funny meme. I know you don't want to draw a 25, and you already know Miss Franks, Miss Wilson, or Miss Arlac will beat you in Uno. So go ahead and knock out your classwork, and hopefully soon we can see each other and play Uno.